How much space do we need to live in? Apo John works in theater in Berlin, and he thinks we don't need much. He lives in what's known as a tiny house on wheels.
The cool thing is that as soon as you enter, you're in the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, and the hallway at the same time. It's designed so that everything can be folded up and unfolded when it's needed. You've got everything you need.
It measures just 9 square meters, but there's a surprising amount of storage space built into the walls and floor.
Here's one example. When you're finished in the kitchen, you have to put away the stove. That's the basic concept. It takes a lot of getting used to, but in the long run, it's a really functional system in every way.
A tiny house wouldn't suit luxury lovers who like to surround themselves with lots of possessions. But it's a living space alternative that appeals to a growing number of people. In cities that need more affordable housing, tiny houses are an interesting option. Cabins like these could be installed on land that's not being used, or even on the roofs of existing buildings. Affordable housing is growing ever scarcer in more and more cities. One Berlin entrepreneur has a vision of a city above a city.
Urban infrastructure extends right up to the roof of a house, and that's where we want to hook up our cabins. In cities, infrastructure is everywhere. Up here on the roof, I've got a power connection that connects me to the grid. It could also work with water and sewage.
With 20 square meters, these cabins would be relatively spacious. For the time being, they only exist as a mock-up, but the first prototype is currently under construction. It will cost 50,000 euros. The startup already has some potential customers lined up.
The concept and the product allow us to make use of spaces that aren't suited to conventional housing or have simply gone unnoticed. We would like to use any space that is large enough to accommodate a mini-house. We have our sights set on any leftover space where a mini-house could be placed.
Housing solutions have to be found. Just one example, Berlin needs 17,000 new apartments every year.